Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Blades and Bait. I know it's been a very long time since I put out a video. For the past 3 months, I've been pulling in a lot of overtime, doing a ton of driving. And see, about 3 years ago, I was hired on to become a display installer. Completely new field for me. I know nothing of it. And so on my first week, I bought a big tool bag, stuffed it with every tools that I thought I needed, and only for it to be stolen in the first week that I started. So ever since then, I realized that having a big, bulky, heavy tool bag is not suitable in this line of work. I needed to find a way to have the tools that I need on me. And so therefore, I started searching around for pouches, cases. I picked up so many of them that I actually donated a whole entire box full of it. But however, after a while, I did manage to find something that's suitable for me. It is by far the best pouch that I have. It's durable, it's heavy duty. It is the Maxpedition Double Decker. So let's check it out, see what it is. I believe once it comes to your cases, pouches, and organizers, the one name that stands above the rest is Maxpedition. In fact, I think, personally, that they probably have some of the best products out there in the market. Every single one of their products are built to last, they're heavy duty, they're rugged. In fact, it's been trusted by the military and law enforcement. So you might be asking yourself, how come I didn't pick it up sooner? Well, at the time, I thought it would be more ideal for me to have a pouch that's top loading. I didn't think it would be convenient to have a pouch where I have to actually unzip the whole case to get access to my tools. But after my last pouch, which ended up getting ripped, once again, I was on the market for another pouch. That's when I picked this up. This is the Maxpedition Double Decker. Now, unlike most of their pouches, is that as you can see, this one have two separate zippered compartments. And that's what I like about it. And what you get? Well, the pouch itself is made from reinforced nylon, which makes it more tear and water resistant. You have your mesh pocket in the front. You have a little spot here for your Velcro patches, and you have your moly webbing in the back with your nylon handle. But it wouldn't be convenient for me. I prefer having it on my belt where I can have my hands free. And so what I did is I attached this separate nylon loop, and yes, let's just say my sewing needs to be desired, and I'm sure somewhere out there some grandma is frowning at me, but hey, it serves my purpose. And also what I have on here is a 90s locking ass beaner, and this is what I attach to my belt every single day when I go to work. Now in the front pocket, what I have a basic LED flashlight, a small pen, and a small tiny Sharpie. And on the other side, like many of the pouches that I use, I also tried out many different utility knives. And one thing I found is that quite a few of them, when you're using it, the blade will actually fall out. I even had a couple where once you're using it, the handle itself actually fell apart on you. So that's not good. But out of all the ones that I've used, this one, to me, is by far is one of the best ones. So far, I have absolutely zero problems using it. This one is actually made by Fleesa. Newer brand is they're known for their multi-tools, but the main thing is that this is small, it's compact. You have this tab up here to release and replace your blades. you have your deep carry pocket clip right here. And that's the main thing about it, is that I put this through the ringer, really. I mean, I use it for everything. Anything to cut zip ties to nylon straps and breaking down 1-inch thick cardboard boxes. Good knife to have. I picked this up, I believe, from Amazon for only about $25. Now, for the first compartment. What I have here is that I have all the tools that I use the most is what I keep in the first layer. And what you get is that you have two identical features. You have this back pocket right here. You have a wider elastic loop, and as well as your smaller, narrower elastic loop in here. And on the left side, what I have here is a 6-in-1 screwdriver that's made by Lutz. The nice thing about this, as you can see, there's really not too much space, so I tried to consolidate everything. And so on one side, you have your size 2 Phillips, and as well as your size 2 flathead. Now you can also flip it around, where you have your size 1 Phillips and size 1 flathead. The main reason why I chose this one, because I tried a few others, but I found that this is one of the few that's actually small enough to actually fit inside the pouch. And what else I have in the back pocket, I have a small, stubby, ratcheting 1/4-inch driver. And the main thing I like about this is that, as you can see, all the bits are being held in place inside the slots right here, which makes it nice because unlike this one is the first one that I picked up when I first started, the bits are inside the handle itself, and when you're using it, you have a tendency to loosen up the cap and where your bits actually fall to the floor. And that's the main thing I like about this one. Small, compact, and keeps everything in place. Now for the wider loops, what I have here is a 1/4-inch nut driver. In the center, I have a set of security Torx, and as well as your metric hex bits. And on the last loop, I have me a set of sockets. In the front, what I have a small, tiny ratchet wrench. This one is actually made by Nico, and out of the few that I tried, I haven't had any issues with this one. I picked it up, I believe, from Amazon for about $10. But the nice thing about this, it is extremely useful, especially in the line of work that I do. I have to get into some of the tightest spaces. And that's the nice thing about this, is that you can actually go inside some of the tight spots where you can't do it with any other tools. I have a small, tiny star bit driver. Some of the displays actually require something this small. Some of the more common security Torx that I need, I keep out here. This one is a set of your precision screwdriver. The nice thing about it is that you have all your bits right inside the handle. It's very slim, lightweight, and unlike this one is actually being held down by this magnet, so it doesn't matter if I actually twist it or not. And finally, a small screwdriver, which is a double-sided screwdriver that on one end you have your Phillips, and on the other you have your flathead. Now moving on to your right side, what I have in the back pocket, this is a small compact scissors. This is actually your fishing scissors. It's made to cut braided line. I found this extremely useful. I use this to cut everything, really. A small pry bar. You won't believe on how useful this is. I also have a pair of wire snips. Also have a pair of small, tiny channel lock. And in the front pockets, what I have a few adapters here. I have a 1/4-inch socket extender. And this one I thought was pretty cool. This is actually a 2-in-1 adapter. You can either use it for your 1/4-inch sockets, or you can press up on it where it fits your 1/4-inch bits. This adapter works similarly to the one that I just showed you. This one, it fits on your 1/4-inch socket wrench, and on the other side it converts it to a 1/4-inch bit. I have your 1/4-inch socket wrench right here, and finally I have a 6-inch crescent wrench. So that's pretty much all in these two compartments. And moving on to the second compartment, this is what you get inside the second compartment. You basically have this large nylon mesh pocket here, but in here in this compartment, this is where I keep the tools that I don't really use very often, but it's there if I ever need it. When you first buy the pouch, this whole entire area right here was empty, and so I decided to utilize it, and I attached this 1-inch elastic band right here so I can hold some more of my other tools. I have your Gerber Dime, extremely useful but tiny multi-tool. What you have on the outside, you have yourself a small box cutter and your primary blade. And on the other side, you have a small flathead and a file. Plus, you also have, believe it or not, a very functional pair of tiny scissors. Now, once you open it up, you do have your needle nose pliers, and of course, like most things that you see, they also attach a bottle opener, an extra set of your security Torx wrench right here, and a set of your metric hex wrenches right here. In the pocket, what I keep is that I have a small measuring tape, and I have an actual pocket organizer. The funny thing is, they call this an EDC pocket organizer. But tell you the truth, I don't know whose pocket this will fit into. Maybe the smaller one. This one is a 5x7. The slightly smaller one is a 4x6. But this is what I have inside a little pocket organizer. I have a small magnetic telescoping pickup tool. A tool that most likely many of you will never ever use, but this is used quite often in my line of work. Now this is something that I found to be very useful actually. In fact, many of my coworkers end up using it. This is called a spudger, and what this is used for is actually used to prying open your laptops, your cell phones. And it does comes with 2 blades, which I use to scrape off all those old adhesive that many of the displays have. And on one side you have one that looks more like a knife blade, and the other side is more like a chisel point. I have a small, tiny level. Many of my coworkers laughed until they found on how useful a tiny level is, especially when we're trying to put up a TV, a metal shelf, or anything else. Now this does come with a zippered compartment, and on the inside, what I have here, I have extra set of utility blades, a bag of extras like zip ties, double-sided tape, adhesive, super glue, things like that. Finally, there's a little divider here, and in this pocket, I keep very basic first aid kit. Anyway, that is about it. As you can see, for something so small, so compact, it fits a lot. If you're out there looking for something for your survival kit, something put in your bug out bag, or in my case, your tools, a good choice to have is Maxpedition. Anyways, folks, that's about it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please smash that like, leave your comments down below, and consider subscribing for some more kits, knives, and fishing videos. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. You guys take care.